In studying the most elite buyers in the world, the ones who win the most competitive bids, I started noticing one small characteristic that was common among all of them. Their email domain was a real estate related company email address. If you're using a generic email address, Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, it could be costing you deals with brokers and sellers. Stick around this video, let me explain. Let's go! Now, this video is probably not going to be popular among many of you having generic email accounts that you communicate with. But remember, the whole goal of my channel on Beau Knows Multifamily is to help you see more deals and do more deals. And if there are things that I notice about those elite investors that can improve your game, that can help you do more deals, I want you to know about them. Because I'm a complete nerd, I studied every single closing I've done in the trailing 5 years, and I went back and looked at the email address of the winning closing buyer to determine whether or not they had a company-related email address or a generic email address. The results were conclusive. Before I show you the results, I broke the emails into 3 different categories. Number 1, related. These are the email addresses that had real estate related company email domains. An example would be george@oakwoodcapital.com. Number 2, I call quasi, which is a company email, but it's not real estate related. An example may be an investor whose day job is maybe they work for or own a furniture company. So their email address may be george@allmyfurniture.com. And number 3 is the none category, meaning they don't have a real estate related or company email address. It's one of those Gmail, AOL, or Hotmail accounts. I will show you the results for the 100+ unit buyers first. As you can see, the real estate related email address buyers accounted for 92% of the closings. 8% were those that had the quasi emails, and literally none of the buyers that I've ever done a deal with who bought 100+ units in the last 5 years had a Gmail, AOL, or Hotmail account. This, of course, makes a lot of sense because those investors buying 100+ units have full-time, in-it-to-win-it enterprises that have hundreds, if not thousands of units, employees, staff, and the like. So naturally, having email addresses that match their company name makes sense. Now, when we look at the under 100 unit buyers, still at least 2/3 of those who win the deals have a real estate related email domain. In the under 100 unit category, yes, there were a little more Gmail account type buyers that won bids when compared to the 100+, but they were still the minority of those winning the deals. Now, what is interesting that the chart doesn't show on the under 100 unit buyers with Gmail and related accounts is that when I looked at the data, there were 2 or 3 buyers who had Gmail type accounts that repeatedly won deals. In other words, there's a few rare birds that have developed a reputation in the business that brokers bring them more deals and they close lots of deals despite not having a real estate related email address. Now, if I took away those couple of rare birds, the stats would be overwhelmingly in the under 100 unit category that real estate related email address winning bidders took the cake. And here's the final chart where I just combine all deals together for anything over 10 units. And of course, 3/4 of all winning bidders had a real estate related email domain. Now listen, I know that these winning bidders who have real estate related email domains are not winning more deals because they have real estate related email domains. I obviously just discussed the rare occasions in which those with Gmail and generic accounts do win deals. A statistical fact still remains that of the characteristics of the most elite investors, they do have real estate related matching email domains to their company. Now, why is that? Well, those investors who win the most deals are usually the most serious. They're the ones who have gone as far as to create a brand around their company. They created a company name. They incorporated. They created articles of incorporation and operating agreements and websites, and yes, matching email domains with their company. This creates a much higher level of professionalism in your first impressions when submitting offers to brokers and sellers. I think most brokers would admit in private that those generic email type investors aren't as serious a players in the game until proven otherwise. It gives the impression that that investor is a one-man show that invests part-time and hasn't really created a full investment brand. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a one-man show that invests part-time, but you want to create the impression that you're dead serious about buying a lot of units and winning a lot of deals. In this business, investors need every edge they can get. It's too easy these days to not create a more serious impression that makes you look more formidable. So why not do it? And it elevates your chances of being taken more seriously by brokers and other investors. All right, you generic email users, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to give you the facts to make you more of a killer in this business. If this video brought you value, please hit the like button down below. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get my videos each week. See you guys on the next one.